Alright, 8th graders, lesson 56 here, and we're going to be talking about slope-intercept form, which we've talked about already. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, and the b is where the line crosses the y-axis, and m is the slope, or again the rise over run. Okay, so we can take a look at a line here. If we go ahead and draw one, let's say this is our line here. So what we're looking for are these types of things, points along the line where they intersect across the other lines where they cross. So that's where we're looking. So we wouldn't want to look right here because that's in the middle of the line. It's not where 2 points are already crossing. That's why we highlight these places. Alright, so let's take a look here for our slope-intercept form. Okay, y would equal mx plus. Now in this case it crosses at the 0. So we would say 0 there, and then our slope would be, well, we're going up, so we're going to have a positive slope, and for every one we go over, we're going up 2. So it would be, the rise would be 2, the run would be 1, so we rewrite that as a positive 2. So we just put 2 in there. So that would be our slope-intercept form for this example. Alright, we can find the slope-intercept form here. We got y equals, now the m, the rise over the run. So put the dots where it crosses each of those things. Going over 1 and or over 2 and up 1. So my up, my rise is 1, and my going over 2. So my m here is going to be 1/2 x, and then b, I crossed at positive 2. So y equals 1/2 times a positive 2. Alright, let's take a look at this one here. We're crossing right here, and right here. It looks like right there. So we've got y equals, now for the m, I'm going down, so I should have a negative slope here. And I go over 2. I'm going down 3. So it would be a negative 3 over 2. Now we could say negative 1.5, but we don't like to put mixed numbers here into slope-intercept form. We'd rather keep it 3 over 2. So I'll put the x there, and then plus b. I cross at a positive 3, so it's going to be a positive 3 there. Alright, a few other things to make note of here. When you have a line like that, that slope is 0. Okay. Now, if we have a slope that looks like this, where it's straight vertical, we don't say 0 or anything. We say that this slope is undefined. You can't define that slope. It's a completely vertical slope. So we usually just say undefined, as you see in the book there. Alright, let's go on to example 1, where we've got y equals 2/3 x minus 4. So we're going to be crossing right here, and I got a positive slope, and so for every, the bottom number is the run, so I go over 3, and the top number is the rise, so I go up 2, over 3, and up 2. Over here I would go down 2 and over 3 just to keep the line there. And that's what my line would look like. So that's example 1. Again, you see this tells us we cross the y-axis at -4. This tells us our slope. So if you wanted to, you could put some numbers in now for the x and the y. Let's say I decided to put a 2 in for x. So I would have 2/3 times 2 over 1. So I'd have 4/3. And that equals 1 1/3. And then 1 1/3 minus 4. Probably should have picked a better number here, but we will make this work. 1 1/3. And so what we actually have to do is 4 minus 1 1/3. And just turn it into a negative number. 3/3, so that'll be 2 2/3 negative. Alright, so this is a little bit tricky here, but our x, we put in a 2 right here, and we go down -2 2/3, and we see that's approximately where it crosses. If my line wasn't so crooked right here, then it would go right through there. So our spot would definitely be on the line right here. My line should go through there a little bit. So we see it's not all the way down there. So now your book is not going to ask you to come up with ones like this where you see a fraction. Thankfully, they're going to give you a good starting number that doesn't end there. Alright, for example 2, write the equations of lines A and B. So let's do A first. Y equals, now A looks like from the 2 dots, I go over 1 and up 2. That's 2 over 1 then, so my slope will be 2 and then x plus, and let's see, I cross, A crosses at the -2 line, so I'm actually going to erase that there. I could say plus a -2, but it just is a little bit easier if I say -2. Alright, and then we look at B, and that's y equals, now B is going over 2 and up 1. So it's a positive, so it's going to be half x, and it crosses at the +1. Okay, and now we want to know where these two lines will intersect. And we see on the graph that they intersect at 2-2, or 2x and 2y. If we want to prove that, we could put a 2 in here. Half of 2 is 1. 1 plus 1 would be 2 up here. 2 times 2 would be 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. So 2, 2, that's where they cross. That's the one point that they both have in common. Alright, here in example 3, graph both of these in their slope intercept form. So for A, I've got y equals 2x minus 3. So I'm going to cross at a -3. And I'm going to go over 1 and up 2. Or 1 and up 2. Here I go down 2 and over 1. Down 2 and over 1. So try to keep my line straight here. That would be A. And then for B, we've got y equals a -1/2 x plus 2. Crossing as a +2. And -1/2 means for every 1, my slope, a -1, I go over 2. 1 over 2, 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. So now if I try to keep my line nice and straight here. And you can see if they had asked us a a third question, what point do they have in common? We could say it would be 2, 1, but they're not asking us for that, so that's okay. All right, that's your lesson for today.